Hello everyone, I'm Brian, and today I'm going to reacting to the perception of Americans in Japan from Nobito from Japan. I believe that's a YouTube channel. The link for this video will be in the description below if you're interested in his channel, which he does a lot of questions in Japan. I've watched a lot of his videos, but it's been a while. It's been like 2 years since I watched them, so I'm going to rewatch a lot of them, and I'm curious, what are the perceptions of Americans, Japanese people see? So let's go ahead and give this video a shot. Might be pausing in and out just to make sure I can read it. I think it's subtitled, not sure. How Americans are perceived by Japanese. I'm super white, super bright.
あっちの食事ってすごい大きいものばっかりなんだろうなと。
I'm gonna be pausing and making comments. So well, you know, you get more money for your money, more food for your money. I meant, and you could always save some for later, you know. But I guess most people just eat the whole thing. I guess maybe we're so used to the portion size that that's normal now.
すごい大きくて食べきれない時あるんで、こういうの毎日食べてんのかなみたいな。そういうイメージ。全部こういうの食べてんのかなっていうイメージする。
I wonder if fatness comes with that too, because I'm sure someone has to say that. Oh yeah, well there you go. And I imagine that to give high fives or talk to people a lot, even strangers. Well, I don't say to give high fives, but you know, they say, you know, how you doing? You know, they greet you. So I won't say for the most part, but some do. They're generally friendly. I guess their culture is so different from ours, which I don't see negatively though. Yeah, I mean different doesn't mean bad. Especially about the clothes and music. And I will say there are a lot of Americans who are influenced by Japanese culture as well. So we're influencing each other, that's great. More than Japanese. Yes, I've heard that. I mean, I guess when you grow up in a free country, that especially with your parents teaching and seeing a lot of people just speaking their minds, so it's kind of, I guess, culturally accepted. And I do notice that, at least from the videos that I remember from watching a lot of information about Japan, that they're very conservative. They don't like to be disagreeable, so the no word is not used, which is, I'm assuming, is not completely true anymore, but still probably mostly true. Why not, you know? I'm amazed its friendly is coming up quite a lot, but I'm wondering if that was before 2020 though. Yeah, I believe most people in the world are friendly. But it's good that they think Americans are friendly.
What kind of impression do you think Japanese people get when they hear Americans?
We're friendly. You can go and talk to American. Well, if you're in America, you can just go up to any random American and be like, "Hi, I need help," and they'll help. Very loud. And yeah, very loud and very talkative. I know the British make fun of the Americans for always talking, never stop talking.
Oh, really?
So when you say like, I'm American, people kind of assume like that, maybe?
They think that I'm pretty more of like a leadership person who's willing to take charge and very loud and talkative. Definitely the other teachers at my school thought that of me, and they were kind of shocked when I learned that I'm actually very shy.
Kind of opposite, maybe.
Opposite. Like I won't talk to people unless they talk to me first. They have low expectations of our Japanese ability.
Oh.
Most people will try to talk to me in English. I'll speak Japanese to them and they realize, oh, it's okay, but they still try using English.
So they think you don't speak any Japanese?
Yeah, they assume right away I have no Japanese.
I mean, it's a fair assumption, you know. It's fair to assume someone from America speaks English, so you speak to them in a comfortable tone unless they, you know, speak otherwise. Like it's kind of like if I go to Japan or if a Japanese person comes to America, I would try to speak in Japanese. I mean, because I would know for a fact that they know Japanese and may not know English very well or may not know English at all.
アメリカ人のイメージとかいろいろあったんだけど、今はいろんな人に会いすぎてどうでもよくなっちゃって気にならないというか。
And it's true. I mean, America is very varied in nationalities. What is American is not a skin color or American in a sense, because what's an American? A Mexican's American, a Native American Indian, Native American Indian is American. Someone from Spain is Indian. Someone from France is American. Sorry, American. Someone from India is American. Someone from China is American. Someone from Japan is American. American is just a big melting pot of the world.
いいやつはいい人間でしか見ないから確かに違う言葉使うよ性格違うし文化違うんだけど
exactly.
アメリカ人と聞いてどんなイメージを持つかってねもうあんまないんだよねその人がどんな本当はねその人シャイだかもしんないしさ話してみなきゃ分かんないしさ
I assume that's for the most part of the world too. You can assume everyone talks. You have an idea of what maybe the people are like, but it's okay to make assumptions so long as you don't necessarily apply them to everyone. You just kind of have this in the back of your head, and you try to talk to everyone equally.
これあんまり関係ないっていうことですかね、アメリカ人では。
個人的にはね、
Yeah,
で
yeah.
も彼女の中ではあるよね今ね。
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you can, again, nothing wrong with assumptions so long as you talk to everyone the same. I mean, you don't want to have negative assumptions, obviously, but you don't want to assume the positive either. Just have a neutral assumption, or whether you have positive or negative assumptions, just go in there neutrally.
今アメリカのどこら辺に住まれて
アメリカの北
Northeastern
の
area.
ノースイーストら辺なんですけど、あんまり情報は大学がすごいバレやすいなって言いません。
そうわかりました。はい。
一番好きなところはみんな自分の個性を大事にしているところかなと思います。やっぱりこう一人一人自分はユニークなんだよって言われながら育てられている場合が多いので、学校とかでも自分はこういう意思を持っている、自分はこれが得意でこれをやって生きていきたいっていう個性がすごく強く感じます。日本人から見るアメリカ人の視野っていうのかな、私は持ってないのでみんな同じって感じなんですけど、インター
Which they are. Good assumption.
とかでいろんな国の方と接してきたので、そんなに差って感じないんですけど、やっぱり日本に行くと逆になんでみんなこんなに静かなのって思っちゃったり、私から自分を遠ざけてるような距離感はすごい感じます。アメリカだと逆にこうちょっとエレベーターで一緒になって何してるのとかどこに行くのとかたまに話聞かれます。
I will say, whenever I say what's up or how, or like some people say how you're doing, it's generally a greeting, not necessarily wanting to know how you're doing. It's a weird way to say hello. Sometimes some people actually mean it. Most people, I think, when they say how are you doing, they just mean hi. A lot of words for just hello.
日本でいうと有名なアメリカ人の人とかって誰になるんですか？
大統領ぐらいしかわかんない。
トランプさんか。
トランプしかわかんない。
トランプに関して言うとどういう印象ありますかね？
自由自由なイメージ勝手にやってそう自分の思ったやつをあんまり良くないイメージ
ツイッターって感じでツイッターなんかめっちゃなんかすぐつぶやくみたいななんかいいとも悪いとも言えないみたいない
いところで言うとどんな
躊躇なく発言するそうかな、なんか
結構言いたいことを言ってる、
バーンっていう感じじゃないですか
発言とやってることがぐちゃぐちゃになってるから発言がもう頼りにならないですよね。閉鎖的な対応を取ると思ってたのに中間選挙があるから北朝鮮に接近したりとかっていうのはちょっとギャップがありますよね、当選前と。
話を聞く限りではクリントンさんの方がいいのではないかとは思ったんですけど、ツイッターとかも結構発言されるじゃないですか。それで影響を与える人なのですぐに広がるじゃないですか。自分がそのくらい影響あるって思ってほしいし、日本ともいろいろあるじゃないですか。そこはちょっとうまくやってほしいなと、はい、
気が強いイメージ、事柄によっては結構硬いイメージ、人はいいんでしょうけど、
人はいいと思います。
硬いイメージは結構あります。
So there's a Japanese article that says the 22 common characteristics of Americans. Actually, other Japanese articles about Americans I've checked are saying the similar things. So let me share that. Maybe quite many Japanese assume like that about Americans. Assertive,
What's number one?
competitive, hate losing, free spirits, party people, friendly, sociable, honest, positive, bright, emotional, talking informally, straight up, overreacting, religious. They strive.
Oh, hold on, we gotta go back a little bit. Oh god, it's gonna last forever. Assertive, yeah. Competitive, yeah. Hate losing. I mean, I think most people that want to lose, they don't necessarily hate losing. Free-spirited, yeah. Party people, I guess so. Friendly, for the most part. Sociable, for the most part. Honest. Some parts positive. Some parts bright. I don't know about that one. Emotional, probably. Talking informally, absolutely. Straight up, for the most part. Some part, I guess. Overreacting, probably.
Overreacting, religious. They thrive on compliments. They have a big ego, have a strong sense of justice. Americans date before having relationships. They are openly affectionate. They have broad relationships or friendships. They don't care about what other people think about them. I think those are...
Okay, let me go back there. I just want to get... Okay, so thrive on compliments. Well, there is this big thing on social media with like Instagram pictures and stuff that, in sense, like a thumbs up is considered to be a compliment. If that is the case, then yes, they thrive on that, have a big ego. Some do, have a strong sense of justice. Pretty much. Date before having relationships? Not at all. Not so much anymore. I mean, some do, most don't. Some do. Let's just say some do. Openly affectionate. I guess like holding hands in public is considered to be openly affectionate. Yes, absolutely. Even kissing in public. Have broad relationships, friendships. I guess. I'm not sure what I mean by broad, but have broad friendships, yes. Don't care about what other thinks about them. Well, if you thrive on compliments, you do care about what you think about what other thinks about you. So, again, for the most part.
Care about what other people think about them. I think those are not always just assumptions. I think sometimes it comes from real experience. But yeah, probably mostly comes from the media, American movies or TV shows I've seen. Having said that, as far as the Japanese people who used to live in the US or had a lot of interaction with Americans before, they are less likely to have any
Japanese who used to live in the US or interacted with many Americans are less likely to have stereotypes of America. You know, there's some truth to the stereotype. It's just not every American is the stereotype.
Any stereotypes of Americans. They know that America is too big and the people are too diverse. Probably in the same way, after you living in Japan, you realize Japanese people are quite diverse. But of course, not all Japanese are like that. Many of them have never even talked with Americans. For those people, I think American image mainly comes from the media. So the question is, who are famous Americans in Japan that many Japanese people know about? Of course, this man is definitely one of them. In the end, he's president, so kind of representative of Americans or Japanese people. And this is kind of bad news for Americans. After Trump was elected, fewer Japanese have a positive impression of the United States. But I think the Japanese media is kind of responsible for that, because they often show Trump quite negatively, like reporting his crazy tweets or something like that. But other Americans many Japanese people know about are definitely these people. Yeah, American movies are still really popular in Japan, so these actors often playing the leading characters are obviously famous in Japan. Okay, what about Americans in Japan? Who are famous? I would say these comedians are quite well known, especially among younger generation. Yes, many Japanese find them funny, and of course, they all speak Japanese well. As far as actor or actress, probably this person is the most well known in Japan. She was the first non-Japanese leading character on the national Japanese TV, and still active in Japan as an actress. And of course, recently, she's definitely one of the most famous Americans in Japan. I know, many Japanese people see her as a Japanese, but some Japanese see her as an American.
I guess that's the problem with being a mixed race person, is the fact that, and I do hear this actually from I guess it's kind of been thrown around that, if you're a mixed race, neither race accepts you as who you are. They don't see you as their own, they see you as the opposite race. So if you're white and black, the white people don't see you as white, they see you as black, and the black people don't see you as black, they see you as white, which is kind of messed up. I mean, we're all, eventually, the world is all going to be mixed up. That's what we're working towards, in a way. There's more and more mixed couples, and eventually we're just going to be one blended nationality or race of people. Eventually you'll get to that.
Since she grew up in the US and she doesn't speak Japanese well, so in the end, American image of Japanese people is positive or negative?
Both.
Which one? I would say it's more like positive because American influence is pretty much everywhere in Japan. So many things that are popular in Japan actually came from the United States. Some people call this Americanization, but not like we are just copying that exactly in the same way. But it's quite localized here, and maybe you don't even notice that came from the US. And guess what? These are the 5 best favorite countries for Japanese people. See, the US is in there. But here's the thing. The least favorite countries for Japanese people are these countries. That's right. They don't like the countries close to Japan, but they like the countries far away from Japan. This is ironic, isn't it? But quite understandable. Especially the relationship with South Korea is getting worse and worse recently. Anyway, I would say American image in Japan is pretty good. It's true, many Japanese people are familiar with American culture and they are curious and interested in being friends with Americans. But I'm not sure about them.
I certainly hope all countries eventually wants to be friends and curious with every other country too, but that's probably asking too much. But hey, you know what? One can dream.
Yes. Do they want to go to the US? Is this affecting Japanese people?
怖いですね。
怖いですかやっぱり。
そういうのを見て、外国あんまり行きたくないなって正直思いました。
ああそうか。
怖いなとは思いますね。そういうの分かんないじゃないですか。本当に怖いのか、やっぱ偏見持っちゃダメだなとか思うんですけど、やっぱ怖いです。怖い。はい、高校生だしみたいな。はい。
でも日本に住んでるから別に海外はそんな思わないです。
あ、そんな興味ないです。
あんまり
怖いと思うけど、でもなんか全員そういう人なわけじゃないと思うから。
行ってみたいとか思います？
はい、普通に思います。
思いますか？
ちょっと怖い気持ちもあるけど、でもきっと楽しいんだろうなと思って。
I will say yes. I mean, the weirdest thing though that obviously the media will play a big role in what you think about different countries. And as far as the statistics that I've heard, that if you took out, is there a lot of gun deaths in America? Yes, but I think like car accident deaths far outweigh gun deaths, although it is rising as of recently. But from the last statistic that I've heard, if you took out suicide, the gun deaths will drop drastically to like a very low rate. Again, much like any country that you go to, you have to take in consideration the places that you go. You have to be careful where you go. I don't think there's any one place necessarily in the world that's 100% completely safe. There are definitely safe places, but to think that any place is 100% safe is to be ignorant.
事件が多いので、日本にいる、特に女性の方は結構安全面が心配している方が多いんですよ。
私も銃とか近所でよく銃撃戦あるんですけど
やっぱりそういうのをよく聞くんですか？
ニュースとかで大学からのメールがすごくて、そんな変なところに住んでたりしてないんですけど、全くやっぱりそういうのがあったり、麻薬とかも手に入りやすいと思うので、アメリカはちょっとイカれてる人たちがたまに道にいたり、ホームレス
I have a feeling I know where she's at, honestly.
とか、それは怖いと思いますね。だから本当にいつも集団行動で、ちょっとスーパー行くにしても必ず友達と行ってますし、日が暮れたらなるべく出かけないようにしています。
実際やっぱりちょっと危ない、危険だなみたいなって感じる？
もう感じます。もう本当にいろんな人がホームレスに声かけると本当に緊張しちゃって、もちろん全員そう悪い目的があるわけではないんですけど、自分としてはアメリカ人と比べると身長も低いですしいかにも一発蹴ったら倒れそうな感じなので、ちょっとドキドキしちゃいますね。アメリカ人と比べるとやっぱり日本人とかアジア人の体型は小さめなので、そこは怖いです。
日本がです
Well, you do understand that also. I mean, I do understand about the homeless thing. Even for me, I'm a pretty big dude, but still, you never know, you know. The bad guys will always have the advantage of a surprise attack. And if all they need is just one good hit and that's it, no matter what. But again, I do believe most people in the world, much like most Americans, are good people. So if you ask for help, people more than likely will come running to help you.
これからこう良くなっていくためにどういうところを学べるところ
会社とか学校でもよく上下関係がハイラキーがすごいじゃないですか日本そこも大事だと思うんですけど文化の一つなのででも自分の意思は伝えれるような環境になってほしいかなと思いますアメリカ人はフリーな感じがしますね人生流れが良ければいいんじゃないのみたいな日本の話はよく外国人の友達とするんですけど日本ね過労死ねってすぐ出てくるんですよ、そういう印象を与えてしまっているのかなと思って
And that's something I don't say I never heard of deaths from overwork, but I do hear about being overworked and underpaid a bit. I don't know how large of a problem that is, or maybe it's just very little. But I'm not sure. I've heard that. I've heard another thing too, but they have not brought it up yet.
そこら辺も仕事の環境とかももうちょっと、ね、みんなも働きやすい。
Well, even in the U.S. too, you know. Obviously, the U.S. is not perfect. There are some good and bad, and obviously, we can always improve upon it, just about anything.
そして自分の意見も伝えやすい環境になればいいかなと思います。
Or did she just repeat herself? Americans are crazy people, but I don't dislike them. 100% agree. Americans are crazy people. I think I'm crazy. Yeah, don't listen to me on that one. but I don't dislike them. Absolutely, very good. You know, you can say people are crazy people. I will agree with them, but I don't dislike them. Absolutely, a little bit of crazy, perfectly fine. I think everyone's a little crazy. So you know. Yeah, find your love in Japan. It's Nobuto in Japan. This is the channel he's on. Yeah, Nobuto from Japan. There you go. The link of this video will be in the description if you want to check it out, and his other videos as well. I don't know how many of his I'm going to take, but he does an amazing job interviewing and talking to a lot of people in Japan. I absolutely watch a lot of his videos, especially when me and my friend were talking about going to Japan back in 2018, I believe, or 2018 and 2019. We were just doing research to see what we can do there, where to go to maximize our time over there, but a lot of problems happened, obviously, and well, that went down the drain. So anyways, if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.